Hi everybody. So in this video I will share a little bit about one book. Which one is I really like it. That this one here, this book. This book writing about the teaching English, and I really like this book. I read this book before, and then I can get a lot of information and skill knowledge from this book. Actually, this book I get from one friend from Singapore, and he shared with me about this book and how the teacher teach English in Singapore. So now I will open the page and then show you what is the content in this book. Okay, let me see. Here, this is the table of content in this book. Maybe you cannot see, but I will read for you. What's the content in this book, and or who want to have this book, or who would like to have this book, I will share with you, and you can contact and inbox on me, and I will send to you from Gmail. And this book is here. Chapter 1 is language and literacy in the early years. So in this chapter is so about listening and speaking, reading and writing. In this content talk about how to teach listening and speaking for the student, especially early years, reading, writing as well. And then chapter 2 is learning goals for language and literacy. So in this chapter, they give for the learning goals is 4 goals for learning the new language. And chapter 3 is strategies for language and literacy. In this chapter, I really like it because in this chapter is give for the teacher some methods in teaching English, and the teacher can apply some techniques. This techniques in teacher in your teaching English. Here, this one. Modeling is modeling, and reading aloud or teaching a target vocabulary, or using songs, rhyme and finger plays, or using functional role plays, or using language games, or share writing. I really like in this chapter because after I read, I can learn a lot of things in teaching English. So it's chapter 4 is organizing the learning environment. So the teacher is in this chapter is teach you how to organize the environment for the kids to learn English, to learn the new language. And here is consists of some concept like creating a rich environment and setting up learning center to support language and literacy. And chapter 5 is observation and assessment. So have 2 contents in this chapter: observing and documenting children's learning. An example of how observation are documented in this book. So and next page. So I think it's maybe this. What's it? Next page, I will say to you. Next page, what is it? Next page is the introduction. Introduction is next page. Introduction. But in this page, after content like this, I really like children begin learning language, learning about language, and learning through language from the time they are born. And they learn how language is used as they listen to adults talking and reading to them, and as they interact with others and play with their friends. It's really like this one, yeah. And children learn what real language looks like when they encounter signs, labels, posters, books, and image on television. They begin learning about reading and writing as they observe others making lists, writing notes, and reading newspaper in their daily life. I really like this, and if you want to expand more about this book, you can contact to me. I will share to you in this book. Okay, so thank you for your watching.